Dorothy Day, servant of the poor in New York City, foundress of Catholic Worker. Maximilian Kolbe, the great conventual Franciscan who gave his life at Auschwitz. Father Stanley Rother, who gave his life as a martyr in Guatemala at a time of intense political violence when he refused to leave the people he was called to shepherd. Kateri Tekakwitha, Lily of the Mohawks, our Native American saint, a sign of holiness at a time of great cultural upheaval. And behind me, Solanus Casey, the great saint of Detroit, Michigan, who opened his heart to the poor and all who came to him in any kind of need. I'm privileged to be with you here as the pastor of St. Barbara, Father Dan Lackey, inside the friary at Old Mission, Santa Barbara, where along this stairwell, each time we go upstairs by way of the novitiate wing, we're reminded of these great saints, some of whom are officially canonized by the Church, others who remain unofficial, but yet still great signs of the feast that we celebrate this weekend, the Feast of All Saints. There's a little poem by Rainier Rilke that speaks to me about the power of the saints and how they shine in the midst of so much darkness at times. Your poor, O God, all they see weighs them down, makes them shiver and burn like a fever. Evicted from wherever they lived, they wander the night, burdened with filth and decay. If there exists a mouth for their protection, may it open now and speak. Brothers and sisters, the saints are those who speak for God's little ones. The whole of the human family, so often ignored, find their comfort and solidarity in lives of saints who walk with them along this great pilgrimage of life. We believe as Roman Catholics that the power of Christ's redemption, the power of conversion through Christ, extends not only to sinful people, but also to calamitous events which surrounded each one of these individuals that I've just named. The calamity of power, poverty and violence, the calamity of disruption culturally. The saints are there in the midst of all of this as great optimists, not overlooking or minimizing the great suffering of the world, but daring to plant themselves in the power of the conversion of Christ. Very often we pray at Mass the second Eucharistic prayer, which speaks of the passion of Christ and how Christ opened his arms on the cross to break the bonds of death and manifest the resurrection. The power of the saints, brothers and sisters, is nothing less than the power of Christ's resurrection that breaks the bonds of death. And so the day after All Saints' Day, we celebrate All Souls and take comfort that all of those bonds of friendship and affection that knit us together throughout life are not unraveled at death, but are transformed into new ways of solidarity and communion. And so we walk with all souls as we commemorate and remember those who have died. So I pray that these twin feasts of All Saints and All Souls may restore us to a great encounter with the power of conversion through Christ, that we too may plant ourselves in the midst of whatever life brings to us, especially at times of trial and suffering, that we may join our brothers and sisters as beacons of hope in a world shadowed in so many ways. May the Lord give you peace.